right, baby. What is shaking, y'all? It's your boy, Marc Cordon, Golden Mike Live, episode 128. 128 damn episodes. Do you know why
Wow.
I've had 128 episodes?
Are you asking me? You want me to
Yeah,
answer that question?
I'm
Because you're
asking
so
you.
damn good.
I am pretty damn good. But also, you just can't cancel me, baby. It's my show. No one can cancel me. I produce this show. I stop when I want to. I'm glad that you can't see the screen right now because I got a bunch of crazy shit flashing on it, Sharon. But this is the deal. Today, if you've noticed lately, I've been talking a lot about health. Why? Because it's March and a lot of us mofos have stopped our New Year's resolutions and we're not taking care of ourselves. We're putting on the weight. Guy, I see you, buddy. We're putting on the weight. We're not treating ourselves well. We're not living healthy. So today we're going to be talking about how to make the most of this one life in this one body with healthcare disruptor, the potty mouth herself, sought after speaker. She's got amazing bangs. By the way, if you guys like her bangs, hit the heart button right now because she did quite a bit of work before the show to get these bangs rocking.
They're in the way.
Certified functional diagnostic nutritionist. She's got the official certification for it. And my friend, Sharon Holand Gelfand. Gelfand, we're meeting in 2 weeks in person.
I know.
I forgot that we've never even met in person yet. Isn't that
How
weird?
crazy is that? I feel like we've known each other forever.
It's pretty damn crazy.
I
We're gonna
know.
meet in New York for a wonderful program called Speakers Who Dare. Stay tuned for it for everyone who's in New York. For those of you who have not met me, Sharon knows this that I do this little funky intro. For those of you who haven't met me, Marc Cordon, 128 episodes. I am also a disruptor myself. I'm the chief disruptive officer of the Joy Revolution. I'm the founder of Make Money Coaching. And more importantly, I'm a positive psychologist, which means this on a daily basis. I get to ask my friends, myself, my clients, number one, how happy are you feeling today? And then number two, how much are you living your life with meaning and purpose? So, Sharon, I've got the question for you again today. Sharon's a two-timer now. You're in the two-time club with Marc Cordon.
Woohoo!
Sharon, how happy are you
Party.
feeling today, and how much are you living with purpose?
Oh, such a great question. And I love that you asked that. And it's like, I have this conversation all the time with people because generally I wake up not working myself, but my first thoughts of trying to be happy, to start within, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the living life with purpose every single day. But there is a little caveat that I do have to bring up because a very dear friend of mine, one of my best friend's husbands, just passed away last week. And it's been horrible. And it was a slow, painful cancer. And within that, how do you find happiness? How do you bring that joy back into your life when you're surrounded by someone whom you love in pain? And I love that we're talking today and doing this because life is about being on purpose.
Mm.
And pain, we grow through it. We learn through it. We find our happiness through all of it. And it's so easy to go down that rabbit hole. And I've had to remind myself every day how thankful, how appreciative, how blessed I am in my life. And I think happiness for each of us is so different. We have to find it in our own way, but it always has to come from within. And I have to tell you, the last few weeks, it's been tough to find it, but working on it daily. And today, just getting on this call with you and you're like crazy as ever. Like, how can I not be happy?
I
Talking
think
to
you're.
fucking Marc Cardone.
Oh, I told you on the email she's a potty mouth.
There
That's
you
one. That's
go.
one. We're gonna keep tabs. We're gonna turn this into a drinking game today. Like every time
Like,
you drop a curse word.
Right, isn't that like what's his face from the Watch What Happens Live after the Housewives? And he's like, if you see this one up
Exactly.
here, take a shot.
Exactly. By the way, with that intro, you're ready to give my speech over in New York. Thank you for writing it. Um, um, for those of you who are feeling like Sharon, yes, I feel happy, but also at the same time, there's these other feelings that I'm feeling as well, and it really is our job to do the best that we can given the situation. Sharon, give me that heart. Show me how it beats. Jorge, I know that you're watching us. I see you, son, over there in Puerto Rico. Hit the heart button for those of you who are living life to the fullest, doing everything that you can. It's called flourishing when you're feeling good and you're also living in purpose. So, Sharon, it's good to see that you're flourishing and also talking about flourishing from the standpoint of, yeah, flourishing can happen even during the times where it doesn't feel like you're flourishing, right? So that's the second thing. The second thing is this. People think that, yo, Cordon, you're crazy. That's how all positive. I see you, Jorge. Thank you, brother. Cordon, you're crazy. You have to be happy 24/7. That's what positive psychologists do. Wrong! Wrong! You're wrong. That's not what positive
That's
psychology is all about,
bullshit.
baby. Bullshit. She calls bullshit on you people. Drink.
Yeah.
So what positive psychology is really about is it's about your capability to flow, ride with the ups, the downs, and the all arounds of life and make the most of it. So if you're saying to me, like Cordon, last time Gelfand was on, I was totally happy. I was hitting the hearts, and now I'm not. I don't know what's going on. Or last time I saw Gelfand here, I was in a corporate job. I was doing 30 years. I thought I had my meaning and purpose. I thought I had meaning and purpose in the relationship I was in, but it's not there anymore. It's
Hmm.
gone. It's
Yeah.
gone. Guess what? That's part of your story. These things happen. We have those ups, the downs, and the all arounds. And you're going to be telling that hero story one day, possibly on the Golden Mike 3000 when we get to
Ooh.
3,000 episodes. You know why we'll get to 3,000 episodes?
Because it's your show.
Because no one can cancel me. It's my show. So here's the thing. If you're feeling that, let this conversation wash over you. Let us entertain you on this March 12th, 2019. And just give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you're living life. We're at 6 hearts already. I want us to get to 25 hearts by the end of this one. So hit the like, hit the hearts.
I
And here's the
can't
last
even
one.
see any of that. That's such a
Oh,
bummer.
yeah, that's because
Oh, there's the heart.
it's supposed to be an
Oh,
intimate
I
conversation.
just hit
Oh,
the
you hit
heart.
the heart. What the hell's going on? What the hell is that?
Oh, I like this.
Are you?
Oh,
Did you put that heart up to cover up that really bad bang that's hanging right there?
wait, you can't see me anymore?
No, 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 no. We can see you. We can see you.
Oh,
It's all
okay.
good.
Okay.
Now, here's
Oh,
the
so now,
last thing. For those
go
of
ahead.
you who, wherever you're at on the scale, whether you're like a 1, you're like I'm not feeling it today, or you're a 10, you're like, man, I'm at full capacity. If you know that today is going to be even better than yesterday, you don't even know how. You just know you're going to make it even better than yesterday. That's called optimism, baby. That goes a long way. It's as powerful as emotional intelligence. It's as powerful as IQ, and it's one of the best things to predetermine your ability to create success, however you want to define it, in your
Hmm.
life. So if you're feeling hopeful and not that bullshit wishful hopeful, but you're creating the hope in your life today, that's a good thing. There's another button down here. Gelfand did it last time. She's gonna do it again. That button is called the wow face. Gelfand, show me the damn wow face.
Is
What is
that the right
it?
one?
No, I don't want to see the animation. I want to see your wow face. What? Yes.
Wait, wait, slow motion.
This is why
Wow.
she sought after. This is why she sought after. Hit that wow face, people. Let us know that you're alive today. Awesome.
Oh my
Gelfand, it's
God.
good to have you back today to be talking
It's
about health.
so great to be here. It's so great to be here.
So between the last time I talked to you and this time, how has your story changed up?
Oh, such a great question. Wow. You know, it's how has it changed up? It's about our growth. It's about our evolution, and it's about being aware of the steps that you're taking and the direction that you're going, like everything that you're saying. Am I living up to my highest self? Am I happy? What am I doing to move forward? And am I taking care of myself along the way?
Yeah.
And, as you know, with Trisha Brook, like I've worked with her and learning to really find my voice in a talk that I can bring to the stage has opened up a whole new world for me because the conversation has grown from it being about nutrition. People are like, oh, I don't need a nutritionist. It's like, it's not about food. Food is like one tiny piece. And it's just grown to so much more than that as the understanding grows. I don't know. Did we talk about the Matrix last time?
We didn't, but we're going to talk about it this time.
Oh, oh baby, freaking Matrix. So my new thing is stop laughing at me.
I love talking to you so much. You're the best.
No, but like the new thing, and Trisha actually helped me to really coin this phrase or come up with like my title of the Matrix and nutrition. It's like what you and Keanu Reeves have in common.
I'm
Pretty
sorry. We have to
intriguing.
stop. We have to stop the discussion dead in its tracks. I need to know what the Matrix and nutrition have in common.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at you teasing now. Like, we have to go and seek after. This is why you're a sought after speaker, because you don't tell it on the shows. The people want to know. The golden micers want to know.
Okay. You have to watch it's actually on my website, SharonHoland1L.com. You have to go to my media. It's the first video that's up there. It's only 5.5 minutes long. But in a nutshell, if you're familiar with the Matrix and Morpheus and Neo, Morpheus says how we're living in this matrix. It's the world that's been pulled over our eyes, and it's all around us, even on the screen, even in your room, in my room, everywhere. No one can tell you what the matrix is. You have to feel it in order to understand it. And then Morpheus gives Neo a choice of two realities, right? Take the blue pill or the red pill. One where you wake up and believe what you want to believe, the other where you go down and see how deep that rabbit hole goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing with your health, with nutrition, with your life. You have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Are you allowing it to happen to you? Or are you waking up and realizing you've been eating advertisements? You've been listening to these experts fill you with all this shit, all this crap, all this noise that you have no idea who to believe. And it's quite simple. I'll let you in on a little secret. It's all within you. You have the answers, but nobody ever gave you the roadmap. Nobody ever showed you the way. And that has just changed so much of my trajectory of what I'm doing now. Mic drop, boom.
Look at you taking over the show right now. By the way, we've got Rukshana. I'm sorry, I can't post what you just put down here because you're watching on the watch party live. You have to feel it in order to understand, which is the sort of spiraling in that type of thing versus what you're talking about. Us sort of being force fed what we think is the reality and then us subscribing to that other reality, which is helping a company get richer, right? But we think that's the only thing that we can subscribe to. We don't
Right.
think about what it means to. Rukshana, boom! I'm glad that you're watching. Boom, she said, or he. I can't tell. So I can't tell because of the picture. It's just a person in the snow. Come on, people. So I absolutely love that, and I absolutely love the universal message in that. Right, is not
Mm-hmm.
only with it's not only about nutrition. It's not only about health. Um, Donneray, it's good to see you. It's not only about sort of the field of well-being. It's everything in life that you have a choice about.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's one thing that's really interesting: is you talk a lot, Sharon, about this idea that um, health is much more than nutrition. And I don't know if you know this, but I used to work in a health office for 7 years.
We actually talked about that in the last
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to work in a health office for 7 years, and I remember when I first came to the office, I pretty much adopted the role as a marketer because a lot of the students thought that health was okay. They're going to tell us to eat bananas and wear condoms, right? Right? We're the sort of moral authoritarians of do-gooding, right?
Mhm.
And it was like, okay, whenever we saw Mark, it meant you got to put on a condom and you got to eat a banana. I
Oh
said
my
you got.
God, that is just so wrong in so many ways.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was the dude. I was the dude, right? So we did a whole campaign on like health is so much more than just condoms, right? And bananas. And I have a feeling that you have the sort of the same um, perspective on this. It's more
Yeah,
than nutrition, right?
yeah,
So talk
yeah.
to me about that.
Well, health is being free from illness and injury, right? It's just like being in a great state where you can do things. And nutrition is just about the food that you take in for energy and to grow. And so we've been actually conditioned, easiest word I can think of, to just kind of hone in on just focusing.
You're
Well, if I
matrix the fuck out right now. We've been conditioned. I just gotta say that. Okay, go ahead.
But like we've just been conditioned, count calories and exercise, diet, get 8 hours of sleep, expect your body to fall apart as you get older.
Yeah.
But when you think about the definition of what health is, and even with what you do, right, where do you find your happiness? It's nourishment. So it's like if you look at a whole pie, no pun intended, because I'm like, ooh, pizza. Wait, let me go have a slice.
Will you get a slice of pizza when with me? I don't want that little. I don't want cauliflower pizza. I want real New York pizza when I'm up there. You're gonna eat with
Okay,
me. We're
you
doing a
got
live with you eating
You
pizza and then
got it. We're going to
vomiting.
do a live me eating pizza. I have a funny story to tell you actually about McDonald's. Remind me later.
Okay.
But the whole idea of like there's a pie and there's slices of that pie. Nutrition is just one small slice. So it's about what do your relationships look like? What do you do for self-care? What's your belief system? Whether it's spirituality, religion, whatever it is that you subscribe to. It's about how do you manage stress and exercise. There's so many components. And we keep thinking, well, if I eat right and whatever the hell that means, but if you don't take care of all those other parts, your body is going to send you signs. It's going to be pebbles that are going to be thrown at you over and over and over again. The aches and pains, the I'm tired, the clearing your throat, the dry, whatever it is, eventually, if you don't pay attention, then the rocks start coming at you. And now it's like, oh, where are these bruises coming from? And if you're still not paying attention, there's going to be a brick that's thrown in your face and it's going to mangle you. And you're either going to be in the hospital or some crazy thing that's going to happen. You're going to be like, holy shit, where did this come from? Where did it come from? But the signs have been there. So it's paying attention. It's understanding what it means for you. And even the idea of like all these fucking diets, I can't stand. Now it's, well, paleo, and then it's the AIP, and oh, you've got autoimmune disease, which by the way is it's becoming like a huge crisis in America. We could talk about that later also. Oh my God. I have like so much I can vomit right now. I have to rein it in.
No, you don't. You don't have to rein in shit. We'll flow. Let's
No,
flow with it. We'll always
it's
have you back. So remember that.
but it's when you look at all of that, if you start subscribing to, oh my God, I must have leaky gut because I've got XYZ. Oh my God, I must need this insulin medication because I've got ABC. If you start putting all these symptoms into all these things, you are going to find a way to realize that there's something you need to take instead of, I've got to listen to me. I've got to stop, tune in, get connected, and listen to your GUT. G period, U period, T period. There's a reason that I am the Gut Girl NYC. And we're going to talk about what GUT means.
I love it. You've completely taken over this damn show. Jorge's writing the best right now. Like absolutely loving it. Donna Ray, I'm seeing you. So here's one of the things that I'm flashing on the screen right now. Um, well, the first thing is if we open up, let's get nerdy because I know that you have a master's and I studied health for a while. And the first thing I think it's page 2 of the World Health Organization's statement in the 40s or 50s said something along the lines of health is more than merely the absence of disease. There's
Right. Disease
something more to
right.
it. So when we take away disease, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're healthy. And what I really love about how you've taken that to the next level is you're kind of looking at this holistic way that everything has an impact on our well-being. It's not just what we eat. It's not just wearing a condom. It's how we manage our stress. It's how we're proactive about self-care. It's about how our relationships are causing distress or
Mm-hmm.
eustress, good stress in our life, right? It's what our GUT is saying, which we're going to get into with the GUT NYC girl in a bit. Are you going to rap or something for us? So,
Ooh.
exactly. But what I love about what you're talking about is this idea of reactive health versus proactive health.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ride it out. I must be fine until the shit hits the fan. And when the shit hits the fan, that's
Yeah.
when I'll take something. I won't
Yeah.
read the label. I won't read the label because I need to get rid of this symptom right now, not realizing that this thing that I'm taking is gonna cause even more symptoms. It's
Right.
gonna
Right.
cause even more fucked up shit.
Or better yet, possible stroke or death. Like, what? Okay, no problem.
I feel like I'm watching those boner pill commercials. Like, I'm sorry, not boner pill, ED commercials where it's like, you want to get your relationship back, right? And there's a guy
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
golf or something, right?
Yeah.
Having sweet tea with his friends, and then it's like taking this ED pill. There's a risk of stroke, death, seizure.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, seriously. They
it's
all have some
amazing.
sort of, and they mumble very quickly through what those side effects
It's like
are.
car salesman. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
But all those ads, right? The music makes you feel good and everybody's smiling and they're doing cartwheels in the fields and swimming. And it's like, oh, I want to feel good.
so so again, it's that sort of force-fed marketing that we have to turn inward and be like, is that really the reality? Or
Yeah, yeah.
is this something that's very different from my reality? I want to go into gut, G
Well,
period,
it's so,
U
well,
period.
actually,
Oh, okay.
before we go into that, it's
She's got
so,
control of the show.
no, because you said something that's just so important. And we were talking about, like, we started the show with is, are you happy, right?
Yeah.
All of that internally is also about being present, right? And having the space, because relationships, which you're so great at and helping with people as well, is like, if you aren't happy within yourself and present and listening, not waiting to just answer somebody else's questions, but truly listening and giving somebody space and honoring their part of the conversation, then that affects your health as well. And if you don't have that, what do you really have at the end of the day? Because it's
Mm,
all about connection.
yep. Yep. Um, look at you. Look at you. You knew you just dropped the mic on that one. You're trying not to laugh right now, but I see it, homie. It's probably one of the number one things is the idea of connection. And if we even look at um, societies that we deem as primitive, the number one thing that they do to when a person is being punished for doing something against the tribe is that they get excommunicated from the tribe. And so relationships are so huge in this day and age, and they completely impact our health. If we even think about our relationships with therapists and coaches, the number one thing about the relation or the healing effect is the relationship.
Yeah.
That's what they're finding is that, like, if you feel like you have a strong relationship with your therapist, your friends, then it'll help you with the progression of your health. We've got
Right.
Walter coming in from, yeah, Donna Ray, I'm seeing you comment. How many people actually listen?
Ah, such a great question. So, so sad, right? When you really think about it.
Yeah,
Imagine if we all actually listened, right? We have two ears and one mouth for a reason.
it. Donna Ray, yes, my jaw dropping was from you asking that question. That was a mic drop question.
Great, total mic drop.
I wish I could post it, but I hope you're having fun over there at the watch party. Walter Aguilar coming in from Canada saying this: awareness of what the pebbles can mean can lead to responsibility, right?
Oh, yes.
Our emotions become our minds. And so he's really talking about that idea of really spiraling in and understanding yourself. Yeah, I'm watching you, Donna Ray, saying yes. She knows what's up. She just dropped it. Do the mic drop for us, Donna Ray. We can see you. We can see you.
All right.
Give us a heart. Let us know that you did the mic drop in front of us. So, relationships are absolutely critical. Can I get to the damn gut question now, or do you want to continue to control the show?
Now we're at a great segue for it, because
you're producing my show. I love this.
And why it take you so long to have me back on, huh?
Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
I love you. This is awesome.
Let's
okay.
talk about this. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
GUT. Gut.
Yeah.
What do you mean when you're breaking it down to that?
So we all have an inner guidance, right? This intuition that when you hear like listen to your gut, there's a reason, because we all have that, but we're so disconnected, our brain from our guts, that our heads are out there and our bodies are like, wait, let me catch up with you. Yep. So gut, the G, is getting connected to you, to what your body needs, to what your soul needs, to the relationships, to everything that we're talking about, is really just finding the time and the space, quiet, whatever it means for you, bookending your day, a few minutes in the morning, a few minutes in the evening, for you to breathe and kind of like close your eyes and just wiggle your toes and fingers and everything, and just do a body scan. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? What is going on? Because if you can't get connected to yourself, how are you truly going to be a gift to anybody and be able to serve your purpose or find your purpose, right? Yeah. So that's the G. Once you start doing that and writing it down and journaling, the next thing is to understand wow, where did this ache and pain start? And making notes of everything. I so believe pen to paper. Journal, not on your computer, but actually writing it down. The flow from the mind through the hand to the pen to the paper, it just creates a magic and a greater awareness and connection. So when you can understand what these symptoms are, what you're feeling, only then can you take action, transform, and do something about your life. But it takes those steps and those pieces of the puzzle to get there. And then it's like, boom, now I have a plan. And that's my new gut method.
Where the hell did you come up with that?
Isn't that awesome? I'm not telling. I actually...
Good, because I just trademarked it. So you got to buy it from me now, you sucker MC.
Yeah, sucker MCU. I already am trademarking it, baby. It's already in the works. Trust me. Ain't nobody getting it.
Yeah, you better. You heard it here first. Do not take it from Gut Girl NYC. She will kick your ass.
It's in the works. Yeah.
She's scrappy.
I'm a total New Yorker, okay, in every sense of the word.
Well, and
don't mess with me.
Well, and I do love that. I do love that concept, because again, that concept can be applied to anything. I mean, I'm sitting here, and just from the positive psychology perspective, getting to know yourself, understand, and making the time and space, understanding, and then taking action. Sort of the first part, turning inward, getting clarity, making meaning of it, and then going out and taking action. I mean, that can be turned into any coaching program. That can be turned into anything. So you better trademark that motherfucking shit.
No, seriously. I actually started the process, really. It was like, I woke up one morning, I was like, oh my God. And then I was talking to Trisha. I was talking to, Michael Roderick?
Heard the name, yeah.
Yeah. Just a couple people. I was like, oh my God, I need to trademark this. And it's like, boom. Workshops and programs and a book. I'm actually writing a book.
Congratulations. And by the way, we officially have it up there. Gut TM. It's officially trademarked. When it makes the golden mic and I put the TM sign on it, it's official, baby. Congrats on that. So I want to talk about this. I want to go back to sort of the holistic component of health, where you talk about the idea of relationships contributing to our overall well-being, right? Now, one of the relationships we have, like for example, is sort of the relationship that we have with our families, right? And how those things can get passed, the matrix can get passed on unconsciously to our. Okay, so I'm seeing the head going like this. I'm gonna finish the question, let you run with it. The producer approves of my question, people. So the almighty one. So like, how is it that our relationships with our families, our parents form, and develop, and how can that turn into enhancers of well-being or detractors of well-being?
Oh my God. Oh, I love that question. Boom.
The golden
Oh my God.
microtron, like back there, it's
Yeah,
lighting up.
I actually like that. It's like boo, doo, 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 doo.
It only lights up when it approves of what you're saying, Sharon. So
There you go. Wow, that. Oh my God, there's so many. Honestly, this alone is like a 2-hour conversation, but it's so true, right? Because our first impressions come from our parents, and we're told not to do things. No is always the first thing out of their mouths, and we're conditioned because we don't know any better. And it's not until we get older that we either just kind of succumb to that and become that, or we challenge it. And it's so interesting that you asked it now this way, because I was actually on the phone with my daughter this morning, and she's in grad school for music therapy, and she's got a beautiful voice, and she had to go, what do you call it, shadow somebody this morning. And I'm going to just sum up the conversation with this feeling that she was having, and she was starting to get sick because she was internalizing a lot of emotion that was coming up from past conversations, from family, from things that she knows is not real, but it's imprinted in her head,
it's
right?
Matrix again.
Exactly. And the conversation we had, and I wish I had recorded it, was really about finding so many of the beautiful things in life that we can do to replace that tape. And it doesn't even start with our parents. It's our grandparents and great-grandparents. And I mean, my mother's a Holocaust survivor. There's a lot of shit and crap that came along with that. Yeah. And I'm the firstborn and first generation American and raised in the 60s, 70s. Like, there's a lot of therapy there, guys. Trust me, been there.
Yeah.
And the beauty is that the awareness that I've allowed myself to go deep into the shadows has made me realize how much of that was drowning me and suffocating me. And I wasn't aware until my body started falling apart, until my son was diagnosed, until all these pebbles turned into rocks, turned into bricks. And by being able to break it open, and my mother as well, healing and allowing our ego to be parked on the side so that we can have honest communication with respect, dignity, and love, not anger or fear. That is a game changer, and that changed and is changing the trajectory of our relationship, so much so that I now, for my kids, can have that same space and love to give them the space to be who they're supposed to be. But if we're not aware of what our ego is doing to us, and we're stuck in our pride and trying to be right and righteous, all of that's going to go down the drain. You're going to miss the opportunity to understand the beauty and meaning of the relationship. And honestly, and I'm divorced, and that's what creates all of that distress and disease and dysfunction. And somebody's got to take ownership. And we have to stop being victims. And we have to be willing to realize, I'm a part of this. I can do something about it. All right, I'm going to pause.
Okay, pause for a second. Take that. Take a breath. You got Walter lit up here, baby. Walter's just dropping Eckhart Tolle's collective and personal pain bodies. Oh, it sounds like you know what's going on there, right? Oh yeah, I gotta put. Of course, I gotta put this. Look at Manila Ice go. That's me, Manila Ice, baby. Asking great questions all the time for the Golden Micers. Now, here's one of the things I want to ask you about this. Like, I think that's really profound that you bring that up. In reflection of your own life, what is something that you see in retrospect that was causing either distress or a barrier to your full-on functioning or well-being that didn't you didn't realize was a cause of as a result of things that you were either harboring or things that were happening in your relationships?
Whew, my mom.
Hmm.
My relationship with my mom, we both are strong people, strong personalities, but I was raised to be the good daughter, do what you're told, don't ask questions. She was trying to survive. You know, she came here with my dad on a boat, no money, trying to just make it. So I was raised in fear, in a fear state of survival.
Hmm.
And anytime I wanted to express something, I was shut down. Of course, you were talking like this is me reflecting
Yeah.
back, and I was an angry child. I'd storm up to my room, I'd slam my door, but not just slam it. I'd be like, slam, 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 slam.
You just want to make sure everybody heard it.
And it was something that then just was ingrained in me. It was imprinted like a tattoo, which Robin Myers, whom you know, talks about with her work. And it wasn't until I had kids, like I just grew up like just I did what I was told. I was good in math, so I went into banking.
Yeah.
Hated what I did, but well, if it's what you're good at, it's what you should do.
Yeah.
And just not questioning because not realizing I could. And my don't get me wrong, my parents loved me and they did the best they could with their tools, right? So when you have a limited tool chest, you start that's all you have. So when I was younger, I blamed them for everything because I didn't know, but it wasn't until I was really ready to realize like, I've got a role in this too and I can do something about it that it was like, I got to stop blaming people and I have to take responsibility, right? Responsibility for my life. I had no idea how. So I went to a therapist and she's like, you should try landmark education. And I'm like, she goes, if you do that, she goes, you'll never need another therapist again. I'm like, well, that's not going to help you.
Uh-huh.
Then you're not going to have business. She goes, but that's my job. And it was the biggest gift she gave me because that just opened up my world to possibility and changed everything. And then listen, it's still a journey,
Yeah.
right? Because we're a constant work in progress. So I hope that answered your question.
It does answer the question. And what I love is that in you telling some of the backstory, I can see why you call yourself the healthcare disruptor right now, right? Because like you're sitting there and you're like, wait, you're not going to take any more money if I get well. Yeah, that's what I want for you. I love that. And since Walt's here and a couple other people, y'all may know this as the someone being the virtuous friend, which Aristotle talks about. Someone who has your best interest more than anything else in mind. And those are the type of people that will change your life, is those virtuous friends. I'm your virtuous friend. That's why you want to eat pizza with me when we go to New York.
Hell yeah.
So this is and no cauliflower pizza, very greasy, off of the street
Thomas.
type of pizza, right? And I will film her puking. So I want to go now then because you said it's a work in progress. So this might, you know what, this is I'm gonna see what happens because I think
Okay.
everyone should challenge themselves, right? Those of you watching, myself, because I'm thinking about my own relationship with family and how that either hindered my health. I came back to help out with the family because dad wasn't feeling too well, and I put on major poundage. And then I went over to California for a few months, and I, when the stress went away, the like I lost something like
Yeah.
15 pounds in a
Yeah.
month.
Cortisol's a killer.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing nowadays too, is sort of the way that we look at hormones, right? So,
Mhm.
and neurotransmitters and all that good stuff. But right now, because you said you're in the middle of it right now, what is one thing that, like, if you kind of had a magic wand and you're like, man, this is a part of my relationship, or this is a relationship that if I can work through this right now, then I know my health is going to go to another level. Where are you at with that right now?
Another great question. God damn it, you ask these great questions. No wonder why you're the producer host of this great show.
You cannot cancel me, baby. What's
Um,
up?
it's the awareness and recognition of when you're triggered and what that feels like and what that looks like. So, for instance, my mom and I, our relationship keeps growing and expanding. And I can say, listen, she's alive, she's doing well. She's actually writing a book about her life and everything that she's gone through. And I could have her listen to this conversation and know that I don't have to cringe or worry about how she's going to perceive it, or worry that there's going to be any backlash to this, because in the past there'd be a trigger of, like, if I saw her name on my phone, I'd be like, I would cringe, like, oh no, I did something wrong. And so when I say that awareness, it's the awareness of, if something, seeing somebody's number, or somebody says something that triggers you, you have a reaction. There's a visceral reaction, but are you aware of it? And when you can become aware of that, and that's why I say I'm still doing the work, because intellectually I'm aware, but if there's something that's still viscerally that I'm responding to, that's creating stress, right? Releasing cortisol, affecting my health. I still have to address it. So there's something deeper. So it's working through that to the point of complete release and surrender of, I'm doing the best that I can, honoring that, and realizing that the other person is doing the best that they can, and loving them for being a human being and doing the best that they can. And that's why it's a work in progress, because we all keep expanding. And it just takes us deeper, peeling back the layers of the onion to our own truth of what it is for us individually, because we're all different.
I love it, and I think one of the things that you're bringing up now is you kind of naturally walked us through the gut process, right? Um, by just using your own example, and that the gut process is a rinse and repeat. It's not
Yeah.
just once you take action, the shit's done, right? It really is something along the lines of, like, it's like ever expanding, right? And so the more expansive it gets, the more you need to go and get to know yourself again. Like, even what was it? The summer. That's the last time that you and I had a one-on-one like this on the
Yeah.
mic. We were two very different people, right? We
Oh,
grew.
yeah.
We probably, during that time, we probably outgrew our old selves. We had a psychological death. It was time for them to go, a renewal process, and then sort of with that renewal process, the need to do a gut check, the need to go and see what is it that I need to know about myself? What do I need to understand? And how can I take action? Well, I have the choice to reframe the way that I look at my mom. I have the choice to reframe when that call comes through, the way that this cellular phone, not even the person, the way that the thought of them even triggers a cascade of emotions that come through,
Mm-hmm.
that I think that I think is out of my own locus of control, and I am empowering myself to say, you know what, when the call comes through, no judgment,
Right.
right? So
Right.
I love that, and
Right.
I think that's something that we all can take heed of, including myself, in terms of how we apply gut. And what I love about it is this 3 step. It's super simple. I'm going to remember it forever. Um, and I absolutely love it. Am I picking up what you're putting down with gut trademarked, and like how you're applying this to your life?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think also, and the reason you asked, have I come up with this? It was working with my clients and actually doing the stool testing, which I
This is
think we
looking
talked
at
about.
shit. She's looking
You
at
know, that,
shit.
let me tell you something. Actually, somebody's like, you look at my shit? I'm like, no, I don't look at it. A lab looks at it. I just get the results. And I just take your symptoms, the test results, I correlate everything, I offer you healing opportunities. But this is where it all came from, because the part of the taking action, and everybody's different, but part of the taking action for my clients was, what is going on in my gut? And you and I spoke about this last summer. It's like the whole gut microbiome, which we're not going to get into, but it's knowing what's happening so that you have the tools, right? Because the taking action is different for everybody. So it's like, where do I get these tools? Am I talking with Marc? Am I working with him as a coach? Am I working with me, Sharon, as a coach? Who do I need to bring into my team to help me take action so I can transform my life, fill my toolbox, and keep filling it,
Yeah.
so that I could just keep expanding? That's really how it all came together. Because one of my clients, even, she redid the stool test, and everything, for the most part, everything was gone. But a few other things popped up. She's like, oh, I don't understand this. And the whole conversation was, our bodies are dynamic. We're constantly evolving and growing, so things shift. So it's just information. And now that you know what you've been through and you have the tools, now you know what to do with it.
Okay.
And it was like, oh, wow.
So Sharon, I want to ask you about maybe
Yeah.
I don't want to call it a fundamental tool, but for people who are having a matrix moment where they're like, holy shit, I've been force fed a lot of capitalistic bullcrap. You don't have to turn into a Marxist and all this stuff, but like, there is a certain amount of dissonance that you might feel, in where it's like, I've never been taught to trust what's going on in here. I don't even know how to turn inward. So, like, what kind of tool can you provide someone who's at the G stage right now, of as a result of listening to you talk about sort of that awareness, the new consciousness that's happening?
Okay.
You make me feel
So
like I ask good questions.
you asked awesome questions, because a few weeks ago, so my oldest son lives in San Francisco, and we have this, he's been there for 6 years, so we do this annual trip to Napa Valley. It's just our weekend, our time together, and we talk. And he was saying to me, so he's going to be 28, and he was just telling me about one of his friends that he was talking to, and she was saying that she wasn't feeling well. She's like, I'm just feeling achy. She goes, I don't know if it's a thing. I don't know if it was an injury or if I'm just getting older. And I just looked at him, I'm like, oh my God. So what's that one thing that you could do? What's the one takeaway is, listen to what you're saying, either internally to yourself or outwardly in a conversation. Then ask yourself, why do I believe that? Where did that come from? Is it true? Am I just getting older? What does that mean? Asking yourself those questions, and you're not going to get the answers right away, but it's writing it down. So, and I share this with my son, of like telling his friend to start writing it down. Ask herself, she's not even 30. You should not be feeling like, I'm just getting older,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because that starts to feed into, I'm going to need something.
Yep.
Right? So that's the first step, is writing it down, then looking at it and really challenging yourself. Wait a minute, I'm only 30. What does that mean? Am I getting older? Like, what does that look like? Where did I hear that? And why do I believe that? And questioning it and writing down the answer, and just asking yourself, do I believe this? If so, so what? What does that mean? Like, just until you realize there's no truth to it, right? So it's like taking what the fact is. Okay, something in my body aches, to what your story is that you created around it that became your truth, and dissecting it backwards to just saying, something aches, let me pay attention to when it does and write it down. Does it happen morning, noon, evening, when I wake up, after I eat something, after I exercise? And start noticing the correlation so that you can start connecting your own dots. And then, did I eat something? Maybe that affected it. Am I reacting to something? And that's the simplest way to start connecting, to get connected.
I love it because one of the things that you're talking about is just doing an objective autopsy of how
Yes.
things are going, and then begin to make those correlations, right?
Yeah.
Also, at the same time, what I also hear you talking about is a little bit of Joe Dispenza, that like what Walt is
Yes.
talking about is really
Yes.
being able to tap into the unconscious. Like, I'm really happy that you brought up the idea of just merely journaling, taking pen, putting it to paper, and not picking it up, and just sort of the things that come up, and you're like, did I just write that shit? Did I just write that this might have something to do with every time my in-law comes around, I feel like my ass leaks, like, or I feel pains in my gut, or I start to sweat a little bit, you know, um,
Yeah.
like those little things, like that's the body really being able to be the best sort of assessment tool that's screaming at you. And I love the fact
Yes.
that you to like bring it all full circle is that when you don't listen to what the body is already screaming at you with the little sweats, the heart palpitations when you see the, you know,
Yeah.
it's gonna start escalating, maybe to panic attacks. You don't
Mm-hmm.
listen to that, it
Right.
escalates even more. And so it seems as if the body is really this perfect antenna that is very
Mm-hmm.
receptive to you navigating through the ups and downs. And if you don't pay attention to it and you're constantly going to doctors, it's going to get worse.
Right.
Is that what I'm
Right.
hearing?
That's what you're hearing. Yes.
Okay.
And hey, 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 don't get me wrong. Doctors are awesome. They save
Absolutely.
lives. So I'm not saying anything bad about them. They do save, my sister and brother-in-law are doctors. They're awesome doctors. My sister saves lives. But you have to be your own health advocate
Yep.
in all senses of the word. And that means even with your practitioner, if there's something that doesn't sit right, don't, just because they're the expert, challenge them, right? Ask, listen to your gut. If it's like, right, it's all about that tuning in. Oh my God, get connected.
Yep.
Listen to your gut.
Yep. Well, and I mean, I think I love uh, you put the doctor in the position to serve you, and if there's information that you need to, like, I think of it like after our conversation, I think about it as co-creating or collaborating with my doctor.
Yes.
And when I
Yes.
come in, the things that I know inside, or yeah, I'm gonna say it, no, that I know inside, um, are things that I need to share with my doctor versus
Yes.
constantly saying, okay, I'm coming in, you just tell me what the fuck to do, right? Right, Amy C. O'Neill? Is that right, Amy C. O'Neill, who's tuning in to see? How, they created hashtag Gut Girl for you, so like
Ooh.
we're starting a movement around you. So really being that your own health advocate,
Yeah.
amazing. Mendy Dubov, I see you, brother. I see you at the watch party over there.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
again. Oh yeah,
Oh, wait. Sorry. I was
yeah,
going to say,
producer. Tell me what to do.
no, but just because you mentioned, going to the doctor, like so many times when I'm talking with my clients, because I do encourage, I'm not a physician, get your checkups. Let me see the blood work. Let's see where we need to fill in everything. But I actually help them put the questions together and write it down. And that's so many times, like, I can't tell you how many of my clients are like, I never like thought to do that because we have to be prepared, right? You're saying it's like I need to go in knowing at least what I need to ask and I have to write it down. It's a collaboration. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. If you're not answering the questions the way I need them, it doesn't make either one of us wrong. It just means we're not a fit. And I need to find somebody who gets me and who I get. It's the same way with me. I'm not the right fit for everybody, and that's okay. That's why, when I talk to people, I'm like, I don't sign people up right away. I'm like, let's have a conversation,
Yeah.
right? And the same with you. It's like, we want to make sure because our gift is to give you the tools that you need. So we need to make sure we're on the same page. And if not, there's plenty of people out there. And we have to find what's right for us and not give our power away to somebody else. We need to own it.
Gut
Boom,
girl.
mic drop.
Period. Gut girl, you're woo as shit. People told you that? That you're woo woo as shit? Like, I love it. I love how you're integrating both science and what people consider magic, right? You're putting them all together, and it makes sense, right?
I do a little magic too, you know. I do a little tarot and oracle card reading.
Okay, so
That's the next our next call.
when we're in New York, we're gonna drop taros on the ground, and I'm gonna stuff that pizza in your mouth while she's vomiting. People, it's gonna be an amazing show. There's gonna be multiple hearts that are given. Then I'm gonna ask you a profound question while your mouth is
Please.
full. You said enough, Sharon. You've said enough, homie. It is at the hour already. That was a full
Wow.
hour,
Great
right?
way to end
Um,
the conversation.
I absolutely love how time flies when I'm around you, and
Oh,
I
thanks.
always
Same
feel
here.
like you improve my life, and you improve hopefully Mindy, Donna Ray, Roxana, Amy C, Walter. I see all of you.
Thank you everyone for
You're
joining
welcome.
us.
Now you've done this before, so you get it again. You get the visioning activity with me. The fact that there's a golden mic that's coming down from your ceiling over there, and it's coming to rest in front of you, Sharon Holand Gelfand. And this golden mic translates into every language all across the world. Everyone is listening to the message that you have inside of you that you want to share. So when I hit the golden mic, you are live, Sharon, with everyone. So, Sharon, your golden mic goes live now.
Take a deep breath and find the love within yourself and the light within yourself so that you can shine it out to everyone because you're all a gift and you all have gifts to share with the world.
Sharon, I want you to hold that golden mic in your hand. I know that it's a little bit. Don't drop it! Don't drop that mic! Did I tell you to drop that mic? It's expensive. Pick it back up. Hold that mic up. Now, someone's going to take this golden mic and run with it tomorrow, but for now, it is yours. It will forever be yours. Now, shatter that golden mic. You don't do it before the producer tells you to. I'm taking my show back. I'm taking my power back, baby. Now here's the dealio. I can't wait to see you in 2 weeks, my friend. I can't wait to give you a big old hug and
Yeah.
possibly eat some pizza with you. If you liked what Sharon had to say, love it, share it out. And this is the final question that Sharon and I have for you. 1, if you're living in full happiness today, and then 2, you're living with full meaning and purpose, what is your responsibility to change history for the better? It's your boy Marc Cordon, your girl Sharon. This has been Golden Mike 128. We will see you very soon, and I will see you very soon, Sharon. Thank you, Mama.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. See ya. Dude.